Hey, MarkKing here, and here's a doozy of an article. This is by Rebel News. Rebel News is actually a great website. They have great videos. They're Canadian based, from what I understand, but they're fantastic. But again, I think, I'll tell you what I think of gamers in 1 second. Exclusive. Former Stasi recruited to police racism in video games. This is by Anna Slats. I think gamers are a bunch of flipping cowards, right? When they have to put their foot down, they tend not to. Like, if they didn't want this DLC nonsense to overtake the entire industry, gamers should have put their foot down 10 years ago. Instead, they dropped to knees and said, ah. Again, I hate to say it like that, but again, I used to be a big gamer, and when I saw what was happening, I was like, no, no more for me. But I was one of the few who put the controller down and said, nope, I love video games. I'm telling you, I was this guy. It's just as soon as I came home from school, do the homework, bam, video games until like close to midnight, and then sleep and continue the next day, do the exact same pattern. Anyway, evil company, not your friend, produces that awful Madden franchise that's been awful for 10 plus years, and gamers still buy it. Once again, gamers have failed. Gamers are failures. This is why I dislike a lot of gamers. When it's time to do something real, they don't. You put your foot down with Madden. They've been stealing your money for 10 plus years. Okay, this is not a good company. Okay? I'm ticked off. I used to love video games, like I said. Absolutely adore them. Anyway, Electronic Arts is a major international video game developer, also evil company, stationed out of California, because of course it is, with main offices in Edmonton, Montreal, Vancouver, responsible for blockbuster franchises like The Sims, FIFA, Madden NFL, Battlefield. It has grown to a $5 billion operation, founded in 1982, okay? But Electronic Arts official office has entered in a troubling partnership, one that has German gamers reeling, okay? This is important, okay? EA office in Berlin recently announced it is partnering with Amadeo Antonio Foundation and its program Kein Pixel für Faschisten. No pixels for fascists. Oh, yes, there it is. The Orwellian program seeks to monitor political beliefs in video games and censor them in video game industry and among players for racism, sexism, and anti-Semitism. In general, gamers are spread across the gamut of political spectrum, if they're even political at all. There's no evidence to suggest that. Okay, so so here's the thing that really bothers me, right? So if people seem to practice cognitive dissonance, right? If you're a man and feminists hurt you, why would you vote left if the feminists continue to hurt you? Similarly here, right? Video gamers, what are you doing? Look what side supports a feminist, like feminist frequency. Look at what sides take away your jobs, okay? And give it to someone simply because they have a vagina, okay? Right? That's all I'm saying to a lot of men, a lot of gamers, even a lot of women. A lot of women are against feminism. A lot of women actually understand what it is, but the thing is, they still want the benefits of feminism, unfortunately. So how much are they really against it, you know? So there's evidence to suggest that gamers are particularly susceptible to extremist ideologies, but the narrative being promoted by the likes of social justice organizations like Feminist Frequency, the ADL, which recently released a white paper alleging the rise of nationalism in video games. Again, let history take a course, but it's like when they try to interject control history. Like, again, I hate when you go to websites and they ban comment section, right? I hate when I go to websites and they even forums they ban free thoughts. I hate places like Twitter. They tilt heavily left, and it's like with cults, right? If you want to know how cults get followers, they essentially eliminate people who have how this is different ideas than the leadership. So that's how they get a cult. They basically cultivate ideas, similar ideas, and they get rid of the people who kind of think outside the box. All right. Highlighting the unpopularity of the ADL claims, gamers on Twitter bombard the organization's tweets with negative feedback, essentially ratioing the post. Unlike ADL and other organizations, the Amadeo and Tony Foundation is no ordinary social justice startup. The foundation is headed by Annette Kahan, the former agent of the East German Ministry of Security, also known as the Stasi. Okay, they represent the secret police that monitored the brutal, suppressed dissidents in East Germany in the Second World War. At the site, the Stasi had over 100,000 officers. Okay, and this is why it's very evil when they tell neighbors to spy on each other for quote unquote breaking social distancing. My thing is people should do this automatically. Look, do what's right, because clearly something is wrong with the virus here, right? It's more dangerous than people are allowed to believe. All the stats are just so conflicting, but no, it comes from China. No, when all the countries in unison is sacrificing the economy, something's very real. Okay, use logic here. Okay, I think we have to slowly open up the economy, but hey, and maybe close off New York and California until they get their crap together. So in the German news profile from 2019, Kahan's activity in the Stasi was revealed throughout leaked documents. She was considered an excellent asset, enthusiastic in her performance and her work, and submitted intimate information to the government on the lives of her friends, families, journalists, and even Chilean immigrants fleeing the fascist Pinochet regime. She also wrote extensive reports detailing people's private lives, from weddings to, again, this is sick, man. And I don't understand why people post entire lives on Twitter or TikTok, whatever social media account they have. I understand why women do it. They need the vanity. Why would men do it besides to try to make money? That's why I think men, if you make money, it's okay. But don't put too much of your personal life out there. But if you're doing it for a business, business contacts, it's understandable. Some of these job hiring websites, like LinkedIn. It's understandable why you do it to LinkedIn, or why you put your name out there, but not on these social media sites where you have to show pictures of your entire family. It just makes no sense to me. Maybe I'm a very private guy. I have no idea. No. Anyway, also led the denunciation of two actors who were critical in the East German regime, Thomas and Klaus Barsch, were labeled enemies of the GDR by Annette Kahn in 1976, leading to fear for their safety. Thomas managed to safely flee to West Germany, but Klaus committed suicide in 1980. Okay, right, this gets a little dark here. Okay, this is just some backstory. Let's just get to it right here, right? Alright. In 2018, there was a public outcry when Kahan and her foundation published an information booklet for school teachers and early age educators aimed to identifying Nazi parents. The booklet suggests blonde girls wearing braids and boys being athletic science children should be monitored. So if you have good genetics, you need to be monitored. I think blondes are hot. Hey, I guess it's terrible, and athletic boys, I assume they're attractive to girls, so they should be monitored. So if you're not a weak infidel, you're not safe, essentially. So anyway, reportedly left the Stasi in 1982. However, if Electronic Arts wants to take social responsibility and do its part in curbing the rise of extremism online, particularly white supremacy, it could simply done so through a plethora of different organizations. Okay. Alright, so my problem is, once again, there's no such thing as white supremacy. It's just a straw man to push an agenda, and they'll use the race baiters, the usual victim groups, to get their agenda through, like they've always done. This is why when you hire people who aren't like-minded, again, a company, once again, you kind of it kind of contradicts what I said earlier about cults, but what breaks up unions is hiring people who don't have the same background, who don't have the same belief system, and this is how the corporations get power. You don't want corporations to get power. You want the individual and the family to get power, not the corporations, right? This is why they hire these feminists. These feminists are a bunch of a-holes who don't know anything. They can't do anything, but they want to be given things. Okay, it's what goes on these feminist tribes until they hit the wall at 30, 35. It's either they find a man or they continue the path and where they cry and they complain about being victims. This is what happens every single time, 100% of the time, and it's been true throughout history. History tells us exactly how things go, how things happen, and why things are the way they are sometimes. Okay. All right. Share, save, subscribe, thumbs up. Again, don't support EA. Don't be failures, gamers. Come on. Step up to the plate. Step up to the plate. Come on. Do it. All right. Share, save, subscribe, thumbs up.